All right, I am working on my combustion chamber setup here, and I figured I'd come in and show you something, because a lot of guys use a lathe to do their chamber work. I don't. I do it by hand, and I do it with the help of Dyno Joe. So Dyno Joe makes these tools, and I'm going to show you this. Okay, there's two sizes. I have both of them. All right, let me take a seat here. So this looks a little more professional. All right, so this is the Dyno Joe chamber cutter tool. And what you do is he has these sleeves made. These are the two I just used. This is a sleeve. There's two of them. Okay, you stick them on there. And these are sized for whatever cylinder size you're using or you're building, okay? These are for the 395, and he makes these. They're available to buy. I actually made this set here. The rest of them that I have, though, I bought from Dyno Joe. I was just in a situation I wanted them right then and there, so I made them. It takes time to make them, but you can make them. But that's all there is to this tool. Okay, it's this guy clamped in the vise. He's got videos showing you how to use these too, so I'm really not showing you anything new. But he has another one that's just smaller. Okay, this is for smaller cylinders. This is the one I should be using because it's a smaller cylinder. Okay, the problem is I don't have a set of these rings for the size of this cylinder, so in a way, I'm going to do something sketchy. Let me show you. So this is the one I should be used with a set of rings. I'm using this one with no rings whatsoever because it is size perfect without any rings. It's just, I'm going to be turning it on there, so I'm going to be running bare aluminum across the plating of this cylinder. I'm really not that concerned about it. But technically I should be using this one with a set of rings. I'm not going to use anything. I'm just going to stick the bare cylinder on there. Now I got to figure out what I did with my degree wheel. It should be sitting right here. Yep. So I'm going to set this up for a 5-degree taper. And then I'm going to take a look, make some measurements, try to get an idea and make sure that I can do a 5-degree taper cut. I think I can. So, my digital degree wheel from Dyno Joe. He makes these for doing your stuff. Well, it's in there. It's just magnetic. It goes in there magnetically. And all you got to do is pull it out, turn it on, stick it across the top of there, and zero it. Okay, now I'm zero. And there's a little cutter here with an Allen key that you adjust. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this up, set it to where I think it needs to be, but I'm going to tighten it, but not tight. It's still fairly loose. And I'm going to stick a screwdriver in here and work it, getting this guy raised up in the air. I got a little too tight. I need to at least get her started, I think. There we go. Now I got my screwdriver in there. But now I'm just going to stick my digital wheel on there. And since that cutter is made of steel, that thing just sticks right to it. And I'm already set to 4.4 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead, put my screwdriver in there, give her a tiny bump. There's 4.8. That's 5.3. A little too far. There we go. Perfect. 5 degrees. Now I'm going to snug her down. Okay, and she's set. Now I just got to make sure the cutting edge of this isn't sticking out too far, that it's going to scuff up my cylinder. It is. So now that it's sticking out too far, I gotta basically start over. You got to be careful when doing this. You got to have it sticking out far enough to cut your whole combustion chamber right up into the edge. Because if you don't go far enough, then your piston goes up, it'll hit and it'll destroy it. So that's this setup right here on this cutter is very, very important. Too high. Still too high. That was too low. Let's bring her up some. That's at 4.9. I'm good with that. Now she's tight. Now, let's make sure I can get this on without screwing up my cylinder. She's on and feels good. I found the trick is to have the very tip of it sticking out just a couple of thousandths past where you need it to be. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to cut out of the chamber and you're going to produce chips. And it's going to create a mess in there. And sometimes you'll be doing this, and that cylinder will want to get stuck. All right? When that happens, you want to start pushing air through it. Chances are what happened is the chips got stuck between this and your cylinder, caused everything to get tight, and it pulled this cutter in to the edge, and it's trying to jam you up because now your cutting dimensions have changed because you got chips in the way. So what you do is you stick air in here. You start blowing through your spark plug hole, your intake, your exhaust. Just start blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing and playing with it until you get it. And sometimes you have to do a little more cutting while you're blowing to get rid of those chips to get them to clear up. But I've had them get stuck before. And the secret is just a lot of air and patience and playing with it until eventually you get it freed up. It's just because all those chips got in there, jammed her up, and basically changed your tolerances to a point to where it wants to get stuck on there. But that's it. I'm done. I'm set up. I'm ready to start cutting. See how simple that was? Didn't take me long. There's also this here plate on the bottom. I actually have it set up for the 395 right now, but I could bring this up and actually set it to where I make a 20,000th cut. I could check the spacing, measure it and everything, and set it up to where I just to make a 20,000th cut. I'm not worried about that on this cylinder. I'm making a 5-degree cut, and I'm going to remove just enough material to make that 5-degree cut. I'll take a look at it, make a judgment call, but chances are I probably won't go any more than that. So if you haven't figured it out already, we're going to take it from a flat top piston to a taper top. That's what we're going to do. We're going to set it to 5 degrees. But yeah, alrighty. I'm going to be working at this, and the next video I will probably bring you into this build when I'm a little further along. I think I'm going to call that for today. But this is it. If you're wondering about my combustion chamber work and all the work that I do, this is how I do it. You can buy this stuff from Dyno Joe. He makes it. You can buy all your attachments, new cutters, everything. This is how I do everything. And it takes practice. Some cylinders flat out suck with this method, the Nicosil plating is so tough that the cutter doesn't want to cut it, it just slides across. That's when you have to start with sandpaper, and you have to sand it until you get rid of all that plating. And once that plating is gone, then this cutter will glide right through it. It's meant to cut through the aluminum, but the really, really tough Nicosil, you have to sand it first before you can use this tool. So, yeah. Being this is a cheap cylinder, and I can already tell it's wanting to bite, I don't think I'm going to have any trouble. This cut's probably not going to take very long, so maybe I'll bring you in. I'll wait till the next video. I'll bring you in and show you a little more. I'll probably do videos on this one showing you things as I go, showing you the port work and stuff. I don't do that very often, but I think we're going to show it on this song. We'll see. We'll see how she progresses. But alrighty, that'll be it for today. Later.